Z28 Camaro into the first corner. There's Brian Smith looking for the outside pass, would you believe, into the first corner in all that traffic. A very, very dicey move. Brian Rhodes goes wide and allows Craig Marsland to slip through underneath him. Out in front at the moment, though, it's Russell West from Brian Smith. No, it's not. It's Gordon Mitchell who's regained it from Brian Smith. We go back to Mike Bignell, the real estate agent from down Busselton Way, who's holding down fourth at this stage. And somebody's gone horribly right off the circuit there. Looks like it's Russell West narrowly now over Gordon Mitchell. Mike Bignell's through into third place. Russell West and Gordon Mitchell fighting it out. Then we go back to third place man is Mike Bignell. He's being pressed very, very hard now by Brian Smith. It switches to an outside line. And Brian Smith absolutely screams down the main straightaway to grab third place away. There's the RX5 of Kevin Mann, and right behind him is Chris Iskoff in car number 99 this time, which was co-driven today by Dick Ward. We've lost one car over the far side of the circuit, and I think it's Mike Bignell. Yes, Mike Bignell's pulled out of the event. Obviously something dramatic going on with that car for Bignell to give up and just park it on the side of the grass there. He's out of the car though, and he's quite okay, but I think we've seen the end of the Bignell challenge for today. Having a look at the back of the car, could possibly have done a tyre the way he's looking at it. Looks like he may possibly have blown a tyre. But the race continues apace, however. Out in front at the moment is Russell West in the big Z28 Camaro running 5,700 cc's, and the car challenging him at the moment is Gordon Mitchell in a 3,500 cc car. But that car is turbocharged, which gives it incredible acceleration of power. So it's technology versus brute horsepower at the moment. Holding down in third place still is Brian Smith in the other one of the Alphas out there, the Basil Ricciardello Alpha, just coming around the corner now. There's Brian Smith in car 47. Car which has had quite a lot of owners and drivers over the racing life of that motor car. Leaders now changing gears furiously as they go through that bottom sweeper, and Gordon Mitchell will be trying every inch of trackcraft he knows to try and wear down the big brute horsepower of Russell West's Z28 Camaro. Wait for them to come over the top of the hill, and is it going to be West or is it going to be Mitchell out in front? It's West, only narrowly still over Mitchell. They come into a braking duel. The Z28's now allowed to run four-wheel discs, which has improved their competition rating absolutely incredibly, because of course before with only drums on the rear wheels they had to brake a lot earlier, and were allowing these lighter weight cars to zip through underneath them. Russell West holding Gordon Mitchell narrowly at bay. West by about a car length over Mitchell as they go through the hairpin. Up through the S as they go. The big booming V8 versus the turbocharged 3.5 litre Alfa Romeo GTAL. Gordon Mitchell, very accomplished driver, still sitting right on the back bumper now of Russell West. West's got a little bit stronger legs as he goes up the hill. There's a move on now as Chris Iskoff looks for the inside running and gets it too. Very neatly right across the bows that time of Kevin Mann in the RX5 Mazda rotary powered engine, the other car being a 323, which is a reciprocating Mazda engine, but the RX5 sneaks through on the inside out of the left-hander at BP corner and regains one more position on the racetrack. Car number 41, I think that'll be Jeff Minnie in the Cortina. But look at this tussle as they come onto the main straightaway. It's a 10-lapper, and sideways off the circuit goes Russell West, and of course Gordon Mitchell barrels through. West backs it across the corner. Wait and see whether or not the 47 car goes through on him. Yes, Russell West has suffered a flame out momentarily. Now he gets the Z28 going, but he's dropped back to about 5th place. Dropping right back through the field. He's Johnny Glasson coming up now for the big challenge, but the Z28 cuts in the big power as it goes past us. Our race leader coming up in the BP corner now, well and truly in command of things, is Gordon Mitchell. There's Brian Smith holding down second now. The Volvo having a go now at Mike Vanzetti in the XP Falcon, which will be the last XP Falcon, I think, racing anywhere in the world at the moment on bitumen circuit. Make a good third track car, but Mike Vanzetti's keeping it out here. He's got a 5-litre motor in it. So I'd say he'd be running something around about a slightly sleeved back 351 Falcon GT engine in that XP. But the Volvo, which is of course a turbocharged car, it's a 2100cc car turbocharged, just got the legs. Out in front at the moment, Gordon Mitchell in the number 7 car. Alfa Romeo GTAM, 3528 cc's, turbocharged car. He's across the line. Second place being held now by car 47. That's Brian Rhodes, and you could hear Brian Rhodes as he went screaming past us there. Third place held now by Craig Marsland in the Charger. And Craig Marsland was running a 6-cylinder Charger, has now operated that to a 5572 V8. Still that tussle going on between Kevin Mann and Chrissy Iskov. Mann slightly out in front at the moment, but Iskov likes this twisty part of the circuit, which is where he closes up on the bigger car, which requires far better braking. Far later braking, I should say. You can see Chris Iskov coming up there for a challenge now. Will Trevor Mann go wide and allow Iskov through? No, Mann locks the corner down very, very tight, and Iskov slips back about another 2 or 3 car lengths. Race leader onto the back straightaway once again. Coming down into the corner onto the main straight, car 41, Jeff Minnie there. He's in danger of being lapped by this man, Gordon Mitchell, in car number 7. Gordon Mitchell coming past us now. Brian Rhodes is on the main straightaway and catching up to Mitchell. There's Mitchell going into the corner, and you just caught a flash there of car 47. That's Brian Smith. Brian Smith in the 47 car, which is Basil Ricciardello's Alfa Romeo, which was being campaigned here a long time ago by Gordon Stevenson. And Ricciardello now starting to get this car working very, very well, and Brian Smith, a very, very hot charging driver up there. Flags waving, and there's Russell West through in the third now over Craig Marsland, and Brian Rhodes sitting right behind Craig Marsland. Onto the straightaway comes Murray Chapman in the 95 car. 65, I should say, and Chapman's already had a couple of excursions into the bush in this car over recent meetings. There's the XP Falcon of Mike Vanzetti coming up now for a challenge on Chrissy Iskov. Iskov in the Falcon. There's our race leader coming through once again, Gordon Mitchell in car number 7. There's Brian Rhodes, Brian Smith rather, in second place. You can see the gap between them. Mitchell into the hairpin, and Brian Smith will be coming in very, very close. Mitchell disappearing up through the S's. Brian Smith in very hot pursuit. There's Smithy coming through now. Brian Smith in the 47 car. Through the left-hander, Craig Marsland and Brian Rhodes having a great tussle out there. Marsland in, at the moment, a 5572 cc car. And, of course, Brian Rhodes running only 4642 cc's. Here's the lapping moves coming on now as Mitchell blasts past Jeff Minnie in a much slower car. So now Gordon Mitchell starting to put slower traffic on top of Brian Smith. Brian Smith, you can see the gap between them now. The first and third cars in shot are running first and second, and we just caught a flash of the early race leader coming onto the circuit, number 96, and that, of course, is Russell West in the big 5700cc Camaro. Craig Marsland going past. He's opening out a little bit of a gap now over Brian Rhodes. And Johnny Glasson just coming there. He's holding down about 6th place, I'd say, at this stage. But old Brian Smith just got locked behind that slower Cortina, and that's allowed Russell West in this car, the Z28 Camaro, to make up a whole heap of ground on him. So Russell West could be back into contention for second place. The 99 car of Chrissy Iskov. He's going around there, the Mazda 323. He was having a great tussle a few moments ago with the RX-5, but the RX-5 has proved a little bit too powerful, and Chrissy Iskov starting to drop back a little bit off the pace at this stage. Here comes Mitchell coming out, the last lap marker being prepared for Gordon Mitchell. Last lap board, and you'll see the starter hold it out as they go across the line. There it is, last lap board for Gordon Mitchell. Last lap board also now for Brian Smith as he comes screaming past us. Russell West. 95 is Craig Marsland just coming onto the main straightaway. He gets the last lap marker, and right behind him is Brian Rhodes. Ryan Rhodes in the 94 car and Craig Marsland in the 95 car. Still nothing between these two at this stage. The 242 GT Volvo, car 85, driven by Brucey Peacock. It's listed as a 2100cc car. They don't say it's turbocharged, but it's a very nice quiet car, so I would imagine it would be turbocharged. Have to be this competitive, I feel. Comes the move on now between Chrissy Iskoff and Harry Chapman. They're on their last lap, but the checkered flag being prepared now for our race leader, car number 7, Gordon Mitchell, as he comes down for the last corner. Gordon Mitchell just drifted very sweetly through the corner, comes up, there's the checkered flag. And the flag drops for Gordon Mitchell to take out the 10-lap Sports Sedan scratch race over Brian Smith. Russell West, who blotted his copybook, coming in third place. The other car there has already been lapped. That's Les Burko.